Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Thank you very much for checking out this video. And we're very lucky today to be able to have someone on the show that is not regularly on the show, and someone that is very prestigious in the productivity area at the moment. It is the CEO of Todoist. And I mean, if you've been watching my videos, you know probably by now what Todoist is. And Amir is the founder and CEO currently of Todoist, and he's been doing such a fantastic job recently. And what I wanted to do in this pod episode show is I really wanted to introduce who he is and then also ask him some questions and really kind of get an understanding of what Todoist is about and what they're working towards, and a bit more about himself and what he's working on. So just quickly before Amir, we go into the questions, could you just quickly introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, guys. It's awesome to be here. Yeah. So basically, I'm the CEO and founder of Todoist. I started the service in 2007. And since then, I have done like different things. I did that social network, but then I really got tired of the social network space. And then I moved back to Todoist. And actually, like, Todoist was not really started as a huge company or a big idea. It was just like a product I did for myself, and then people were still using it. Even like I think I spent like 2 or 3 years working on the social network, and I just worked on Todoist like on the side on nights and stuff like that. Yeah. So since then, like it has grown into a pretty big like product and company. We have about 40 employees around the world, and we are working like towards to make Todoist even greater. Like I think it has a lot of potential and we have a lot of fans, but like the current thing we have, I think it can be a lot better.
Fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, you've kind of started touching on that, but the first question was, what's the story behind Todoist? For anyone like who's just jumped into this video and it doesn't know anything about Todoist, can you kind of give a really basic overview of how it started and what the service is?
Yeah, so basically, like when I was studying in Denmark in a student town called Aarhus, and like I was a student. I had a lot of classes, and then I also had like 2 programming jobs on the side, and it wasn't like really because I needed the money. It was just like I thought it was fun, and I had some really great opportunities to work with some great people. But the thing is, like I was really, really busy, and I couldn't really like manage my projects, manage, like I had a lot of stuff going on, and a calendar didn't really do me that good. Like a calendar, you just allocate time and then, but that's not really how I worked. Like I worked on projects, on tasks. I prioritized stuff, and I didn't like, I had classes, but like, you can easily like just add your classes in, and then for me, like it was more a way to like organize myself, organize my project, organize my tasks, and then work on the things that were important at the time. So that was like really what Todoist was about, like organization and having like some kind of system that could help me. So like the core actually of Todoist, like project labels, filters, it was part from the start. Like, of course, we added a lot of stuff later on, but these things were from the start. Let me just close this. I have some family over, and they make a lot of noise.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we were actually also pretty late to the mobile game. So it's only like in the recent like maybe 2 years that we really started to kick ass on mobile. Like before, it was just a very, very bad experience. And actually, a lot of our competitors beat us badly, and like Todoist was struggling because there was only like a website and like some plugins. We didn't have mobile. And then we added like some amazing people that have really like taken our mobile apps and really created some really great stuff there. And I think like in the future, the mobile aspect, like and also like variables and stuff like that, is going to be much more important, like than the desktop.
For sure, definitely. And I've got a few questions later on about that to kind of just poke at you. But I mean, you explained there what the service does, and I mean, it's a brilliant service. I use it. I recommend it to a lot of people. And I mean, as you can see here, so I can see kind of a common theme there. It's almost trying to help people, you know, project the best possible organization for themselves. But I mean, have you got kind of a core company statement or a focus at Todoist? Do you have like a brand message or a why you do what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important to have a why. Like, it's very important to work on stuff that you think is important, and that, you know, like, I think a lot of smart people want to provide great value to the world. Like, if you are not doing that, then like you're not working on the right stuff. And I think most people should probably like focus on that aspect. And the same like with our company, like it started as a personal project, but then later on, like we found out that it's actually really, really useful for a lot of things. And it's a really important tool that can help like all kind of people. Like one of my favorite stories is that we have a passionate user from Lebanon, I think, that has a pharmacy, and she manages her pharmacy on her mobile phone using Todoist.
Wow.
And that is very inspiring use case for our company, because that shows like that this tool could be used like almost anywhere. But the real why, like if I look around, like most people actually don't have a system of organization. Even like really successful people, like they don't have a system. Like they just work on stuff that gets pushed to them. They don't really know what are their priorities, like on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. And they just, I think like that's really, really unproductive, and it's probably not the best usage of your time. Like if you're just always instead of being proactive, you're always like reacting to the environment, and you don't really have a system, then I think like you're not really achieving your true potential. And that's like, I think the core of what we try to do is like help people have a system and help them, you know, achieve more. And I think like we will try to do this even more, both on a personal basis, but also like on a team basis, like in shared projects, in companies, and also like in their personal lives. So it's really like it's a pretty big goal, and I think like we are far from achieving it.
Awesome. I mean, that's interesting to say far from achievement. It means that sounds like you're kind of working really hard and stuff, which is great. My kind of third and fourth question was kind of going a bit more into the future, and I wanted to kind of understand from your perspective what productivity and the future of productivity looks like in 2 to 5 years time. What does productivity look like 2 to 5 years time for Todoist, and what do you think the entire space will look like? So that's all the kind of apps, all the kind of tools out there. What do you think that looks like for you?
I think it's very hard to answer that question, because like we are moving very, very fast now, like with mobile, with wearables, with artificial intelligence. And I think like these things will come into play. Like after we have built, you know, really great interfaces, a really great system, I think it really, you need to have it everywhere. And then you also like need to have some kind of help. And I think this help can come like from some kind of artificial intelligence, like having your own personal assistant that knows everything about you. And I think Google and Microsoft and Apple are trying to do this, like with Siri and Cortana and Google Now, but they are kind of failing in this space, because I don't really think they will achieve this. I think it will be like a startup, a new company that unlocks this. But like I think having your system everywhere and then having some kind of smartness to it will be the way forward. And also like maybe also contextual things. So like the system knows where you are currently. And I think like if you have a smartwatch or something like that, like right now they are kind of limited, but maybe in 5 years they will be much more powerful, and they will know like what is your current context. Like if you're in a shopping mall, it will launch up your shopping list. If you're in the office, it will like tell you, what are the current priorities. And maybe also like this isn't only for like personal organization, but I think also what's currently like what we are trying to look into is also like team organization. Like how do you organize a team of people, and can you build smart systems to do that?
Fantastic. That answers pretty well. And at the moment, yeah, as you said, like everyone's trying to hit the kind of contextual and personal assistant feel of the applications. I've noticed that a lot recently, and I think it's definitely important. And I think like in the last like month since Todoist 10 came out, I've just been like, it's obviously not contextual, but I've been using that intelligent input like crazy. And those kind of tools, those kind of movements towards the intelligence is really, really useful in productivity. So thanks for answering that one. I've got one kind of at the end to summarize. I put this one out there as a kind of weird question, but do you think how do you think VR technology, virtual reality technology is going to play a part in the productivity world? I know this is a bit of a weird question, but there's been a lot of kind of attention on VR in the last year. And I was thinking what your opinions are on how it could play into the productivity market.
The thing is, I'm actually kind of worried about VR. And the reason for this is I think like we need to improve the real world. And if we build really rich virtual worlds, then, you could add up like Matrix, where you spend most of your time in the virtual world. And that isn't like really going to move us forward anywhere. Regarding productivity, I think there are options there, but I think like most of these, and that's what I'm afraid of, like VR, the killer apps is like entertainment experiences. It's not like, building stuff or like being creative, or maybe it is like, maybe we can work there as well. I'm not sure. Like I think also in terms of like workspace, it also offers some things that we don't really have now. Like currently we have our team is like remote, so we have people all around the world. And maybe if we had like VR, we could put some goggles in and go in and work together in a virtual space. And like you don't really even have to be like on the same continent, and you could also like work from Mars or whatever, like, or work from another location, and have like tools available. And of course, like you could use Todoist for organizing yourself there. But I don't know, like the thing I'm afraid of is that VR will mostly be used for entertainment purposes, and not like really to become more productive. Yeah, this said, like also computers at the beginning, like they were mostly used for like entertainment purposes. As I don't know, maybe not actually. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's a very hard question, I think.
Yeah, I know. I threw that kind of curveball at you. No, thanks for answering that. And I mean, like I find it really cool that you guys, Todoist, if anyone doesn't know, is a remote working company, and I really love that because it just shows you that the power of Todoist can connect everyone across the globe. And I mean, they're a perfect example of it. They're using their own tool to help run their own organization. But no, just a kind of bonus question for the people on YouTube, for you in your kind of daily productivity. What kind of one tip that you don't see anyone else that you use in your day to help you become more productive? It might be in the morning routine, it might be in the evening routine. Do you kind of have like one life hack that you would tell other people in the community?
I mean, I think probably like most of your viewers, they already have a system. So I would say like have a system and have like trust it. and keep it updated. Because like a lot of people, you know, they have a system for a few days and then, you know, they go like freestyle, and then like that system is pretty useless. So for me, like having a system that I trust, and like knowing, you know, I put something there, it will get done. If I postpone it, you know, I will eventually get it done. And I do this like with emails. I do this with websites. Like if you have some kind of communication, like, and I even do it like with personal communication, like on Facebook. If I don't have time to answer something, I put it as a task, and then I come back to it eventually. So for me, like having a system and having a system everywhere is really important. But I think like most of your viewers probably already do this. That's at least what I hope.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you there. Like having a, you know, a system for every single thing that you do and applying it to everything. That's awesome. Amir, I thank you so much for doing the hangout with me. I'm sure everyone will really like this on YouTube. I'll try and get it organized and pushed out in the next couple of days. But I just want to thank you. I mean, I'm going to be continuing doing Todoist videos and kind of looking forward to, because I'm going to put this out and I'm going to see what people think about your kind of thoughts on the areas. And I think they'll agree with you on most of them. So this has been fantastic. So thank you, Amir.
And thank you, Francesco. And thank you guys for watching.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone who watched. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, I don't know where it's going to be, but subscribe to me. That's going to be great. And if you want to get in the conversation on Twitter, it's @Francesco D_ALES. And if you want to kind of bring Todoist in the conversation, it's @Todoist. And that should be really good fun. So thank you very much, Amir. And thank you, everyone who watched. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.